Hello, music fans. You're watching Death by Unicorn, where we talk about metal, rock, and prog music, and this is New Music Picks 2026. I'm going to talk about how many albums 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that came out recently in January 2026 and give my quick first impressions of them, and I'll talk about them in my order of preference. Starting with the Hirsch Effekt and their album, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I'll just say Der Brauch. This is a German band. It's their 7th album, and it's progressive post-metal, kind of post-hardcore influences in there, alternative rock, indie rock, mathcore, post-punk, even some like almost symphonic elements at times and classical sounds mixed in. And this one I'm putting in my near masterpiece tier. It's my first near masterpiece tier rating of the year. And I've never heard a full album by them before listening to this one, but I did go back and check out their previous album because of this, because I got so pumped by this, and now I've heard 2 of their albums. I really enjoyed the single Die Bruch that I heard ahead of the album. The whole album's great. All the lyrics are in German, I believe, and it's very much focused on clean vocals, but there are some moments that get pretty heavy and have the harsher vocals. It sounds kind of like Carnival meets Benthos to me, and those are 2 bands that I love, so I was really looking forward to diving into their back catalog, and I've checked out their previous album. I'm going to have to keep checking out all their earlier work now to see if the other stuff they've done is this strong too. They've earned themselves now a spot on my ever-growing favorite bands list. My favorite track on here is Der Doppelganger. It has some parts that remind me of Fall of Troy. Is one of my favorite tracks on the album currently, and it kind of starts nice and slow and like builds up to be insanely heavy by the end, which is a pretty cool way to do it. So if that sounds good to you, check out Der Brauch by the Hirsch Effekt. Next up, moving down to the excellent tier, I've got Urne with their album Setting Fire to the Sky, the 3rd album by this band from the UK, and this is progressive sludge metal with stoner rock, metalcore, doom, thrash, groove, and heavy metal influences. I thought Urne's first 2 albums were excellent, and the single I heard from this one was called The Spirit Alive, and that was excellent as well. So I was looking forward to this. If you're a fan of Mastodon, Dune, and the Ocean, definitely check this out. Most of Urne's vocals are harsh here, and the riffs are heavy. The Ancient Horizon's an awesome track. That's my favorite currently. Has a nice clean vocal hook on it, and has some nice heavy riffs, great guitar playing. Great drumming. I enjoy the guitar solo. Final track, besides the bonus track that's on Spotify, is called Breathe, which is a great melodic slow track to end the album that features clean vocals and piano and shows the band can pull off that sound as well. And then on Spotify, they also end with a bonus track. Awesome album. Urne is consistent, putting out great quality stuff. That sounds good. Check out Setting Fire to the Sky by Urne. Next, let's talk about a band called Plantoid for something different, not metal at all. Their album Flare, the 2nd album by this band from the UK. It's progressive rock. It's kind of experimental, psychedelic prog rock. It's got jazz fusion and space rock influences. I'm putting this in my excellent tier as well. I thought their debut from 2024 was excellent. The single I heard from this one, Dozer, is great. So, of course, I was excited for this. I think fans of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard would like this one. Great female vocals by Chloe Coyne on here, and the whole album's excellent, but Dozer, the single, is currently my favorite track. And I'm still not sure if this is better than their debut or not. I need to listen to both albums more, but it's another excellent release in their catalog. So check out Flare by Plantoid. Lots of albums made by excellent tier in this video, and here's another one by a band from Denmark called Mole, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it because the O has that little slash through it. It's called Dreamcrush is the name of the album, and this is post-black metal, shoegaze, black gaze kind of influences. Imagine bands like Deaf Heaven, and I'm putting this in my excellent tier as well. I heard their second album. I haven't heard Mole's debut yet, but I've heard Diorama from 2021. That was very good, but I didn't go back to that one too much. But I enjoyed the singles I heard from this new album, Young and Garland, which had great, catchy, clean vocals in addition to their typical black metal shrieks. So I was looking forward to this, hoping it could be even better than their last, and luckily I think they did. I think they exceeded their last album here, at least for me. And I think fans of Deaf Heaven and Astronoid should like this. It sounds like a mix of those bands to me, very like dreamy and shoegazy mixed in with the black metal and kind of having these like major chord vibes and shiny, happy dreaminess in with the shrieky black metal instead of the typical black metal sound that's more of like this despair and sadness and anguish. This one kind of has like a hopefulness and happiness to it while still kind of retaining a signature black metal sound. If that sounds good to you, check out Dreamcrush by Mole. And another one of my excellent tier is a band called Dead Air Divine, released their debut album called The Answer. This is an American band. It's progressive metalcore, kind of gent, post-hardcore, progressive rock influences in there too. And I'm putting this in my excellent tier. And this project features Lee Patrick McKinney of Born of Osiris and Tillian Pearson of Dance Gavin Dance, or formerly of Dance Gavin Dance. That's where he got famous, basically. And if you're a fan of bands like Era, Periphery, Tesseract, Born of Osiris, and you want to hear that sound combined with like a Dance Gavin Dance style vocal, sounds like a mix of all those bands. Really high-pitched male vocals with that emo sound to them, and mostly clean melodic vocals, but some harsh screams too. Really genty guitar riffs and drums, but mostly staying in 4/4 with just syncopation and groove. Check out The Answer by Dead Air Divine if that sounds good to you. Now, jumping down from my excellent tier, moving into the very good tier, I've got a pop album, which is a outlier on my list. It's Lights and her album A6 Extended. This is more of a deluxe version of her A6 album that she put out in 2025. But there's 8 new songs on here, so it's almost enough to warrant its own entry on my list here. And it's this electronic synth pop with some alternative and indie rock influences. And I thought her album in 2025 was very good, but not her best work. And I don't usually like when bands do these deluxe versions, but since she featured 8 new tracks, I think it's a pretty meaty one. And, I always find it annoying when a band puts out an album, but again, as a deluxe and just adds 1 or 2 tracks that don't even fit the album at all. Like, I think they should just save those for the next album. But with 8 tracks here, I don't feel as offended by this. And I was looking forward to it. And of course, the 8 new tracks are good. They're a solid extension of her album. Not quite as good for me as some of her older work, but she always makes catchy and solid stuff. So if you want to hear some good pop, check out A6 Extended by Lights. 2 more albums to go in this video. I've got one from a band called Hallas, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one either. They're a Swedish band, and their album's called Panorama. And this is their 4th album. They're a progressive rock band. They've got some hard rock influences. I'm putting this in my very good tier as well. Hallas opens this album with a prog epic called Above the Continuum. It's 29 minutes, 29 seconds long. The second track, Face of an Angel, is the catchiest track on the album for me, and it's not even really a prog rock track. It's more of just a fun, hard rock, catchy track. The album bounces back and forth between prog rock and this catchy hard rock, and it's a fun listen. Probably not something I'll go back to much, as I'm not 100% sold on the vocals. I think a lot of the lyrics also might have been in Swedish too. There were some English lyrics too, so kind of mixed languages, or maybe I'm crazy and I just couldn't understand what they were saying and it was all English. But yeah, I think there's some mixed language vocals on here. But pretty good, pretty fun music. If that sounds good to you, check out Panorama by Hallas. And last on my list for today's video is a release from Alan Morse called So Many Words. This is the second solo album from Alan Morse. He's a member of Spock's Beard, and it's progressive rock, putting it in my very good tier as well. I pretty much checked it out because I love Spock's Beard. I'd never listened to any of Alan Morse's solo work before, but him being in Spock's Beard is enough for me to be interested. These are mostly like solid, catchy singer-songwriter tracks with some tracks that have some progressive flair to them. If you're a fan of Spock's Beard but want to hear the more singer-songwriter side of them, definitely check this out. Well done, but probably not one I'll go back to much, as I'd rather just listen to Spock's Beard or his brother Neil Morse. His solo work I find more entertaining than Alan Morse, but he's still a very good artist, and I respect his work here on this album. And that's all for these, however many that was, 8 albums that came out in the last couple weeks or so that I haven't talked about yet. What do you think of these albums? Let me know down in the comments. And did anything else come out recently that you think I might enjoy? Also let me know. And if you like metal, rock, and prog music, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to stay on the loop. But when I post new videos, I talk about my first impressions of new stuff as it comes out pretty much every week around this time. And my next video in this series will be talking about new music from Carnival, Pussifer, Big Big Train, Tigran Hamasyan, and Wolverine. It's February 6th, all those come out, and that's kind of my most exciting music day of the year so far, because I had some real heavy hitters in that one. So really looking forward to hearing all that stuff and giving my first impressions on it. So stay tuned for that, and peace out.